Welcome to The Alternative Investor. Technological digital disruption trends provide significant opportunities for investors in the decade ahead. And some experts say that the three major technologies enabling it will be artificial intelligence, big data, and cybersecurity. Wealth manager UBS expects the combined revenues of the three segments to grow from $386 billion in 2020 to $600 billion in 2025. But to expand it for us and looking at it from an African perspective and also touching on the global aspects, we are joined by Dr. Mark Nasila, who's the Chief Analytical Officer at FNB. Dr. Nasila, thank you so much for your time. I mean, when we've been talking about AI over the past few years or so, do you get a sense that companies and people are finally getting to understand AI in its entirety or somewhat close to it?
Thank you so much, Nastassia, for having me, and to the viewers who are joining us. You are right. Every single organization or country is being disrupted and is investing in technologies such as AI to reimagine itself for the future. We've seen the likes of China, America lead the space with investments of billions of dollars in this space to make sure that they leverage this technology to drive efficiency, modernize, and solve some of the social challenges they have. But when you look at on the flip side, only 14% of organizations across the world have evidence that actually they're leveraging a form of value from AI and related technologies. And this is evidence that companies and people are struggling to understand AI. Some of the challenges include starting from basically organizations not understanding their need for AI. Companies lack data, and you know very well data is a fuel for AI. There's a lack of skills, especially in the data science and AI space. There's a big of a disjoint between the technology teams and the entire businesses, including general literacy around AI. But also there's an aspect of regulation, especially around data, ethical aspects, and responsible use of technologies. And not forgetting organizations that are struggling to let go of old systems or old ways of doing things. Lastly, there is a lot of misconceptions about AI that is holding up a lot of organizations. So the answer is a lot of companies struggling to understand AI.
Yeah. Let's build on that when you talk about misconceptions. I mean, what are some of the misconceptions or myths about what AI is going to disrupt? Perhaps maybe one or two that come top of mind for you.
I think a major one is a misconception coming from stakeholders or investors, because they need to appreciate that AI, like any other strategy, takes a lot more than just putting money to the problem. There are various building blocks, including culture change, people management, that are required to make sure that there is value realized from AI, including time, because maturity in AI takes a lot of time. I think the second one, which is very spoken about, is the issue of AI taking jobs in the market. Inevitably, AI is going to impact the jobs market, but it's going to impact the jobs market in a positive way, in my view, because it's going to take away repetitive, tedious tasks and leave humans to focus on jobs humans are well suited for, including, providing an opportunity for quality life, because some of the tedious jobs keep us at work for a long time. They require a lot of salinity. And if AI can do this, we can also have hope of the fact that AI is solving some of the most complex problems.
Right.
I think those are some of the major ones that we should think about to help organizations mature the investments in AI.
Yeah. In what way are we seeing AI transform the financial industry?
Yes, so the finance industry has done relatively well. If you're aware, the credit space has been leveraging machine learning models to assess affordability and other risks related to obligations on their finances. But we're seeing this go beyond that today. The issue of onboarding and acquiring customers is now being executed digitally. And the reason for that, we've got AI capabilities that are good at extracting information from data and making the KYC process seamless. You want to think about, by 2030, it's estimated that 2.5 billion customers will have accessed the finance system. 94% of them will never have gone to the branch, and organizations will have leveraged AI capabilities to ensure digital onboarding. Risk management is another area, and monitoring various requirements. Organizations, actually finance institutions, lose 10% of their operational budget to risks related to fraud. And machine learning models are good at identifying behavioral anomalies to flag these types of fraud. Digital engagement chatbots are providing, impromptu or immediate responses to customers to their needs, including multilingual chatbots. We've got a company called Bohlale AI in Cape Town that is enabling customers to understand, their finances and financial products by using natural language understanding capabilities to translate language. So there is a vast amount of application that is helping financial institutions reimagine the future of banking.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. And I suppose in another conversation, we can look at, the use of AI when it comes to the investment side, the wealth generation side, some really exciting things happening on that front, but also the issue of data management. But unfortunately, we have run out of time. Thank you so much for making time to chat to us. That is Dr. Mark Nasila, who is the Chief Analytics Officer at FNB. Well, that is it from me.